What if one of the simplest things you can do for your health after 60 doesn't require a gym, expensive equipment, or a complicated diet? What if it simply requires putting on a comfortable pair of shoes and walking? For many older adults, walking may seem almost too simple to make a meaningful difference. But regular walking can support several important aspects of health, including cardiovascular fitness, blood sugar management, mobility, mood, and the ability to stay independent as you age. And you don't necessarily need to walk at an extreme pace or train for a marathon. For many people, building toward 30 minutes of walking a day can be a practical goal. But there's an important detail. 30 minutes isn't a magic number that suddenly makes you healthy. The real benefit comes from regular physical activity performed consistently and at a level that's appropriate for you. So today, we're going to look at what may happen when you make a daily walk part of your routine after 60 and how to do it safely. Let's begin. Walking is one of the most natural forms of movement. Every step requires your muscles to work. Your heart pumps blood faster. Your lungs work harder to supply oxygen. Your nervous system coordinates your movements. And your joints move through a range of motion. Even a moderate walk can therefore involve multiple systems of your body at the same time. This is one reason walking is such an accessible form of physical activity. You don't need to learn complicated exercises. You don't need specialized equipment. And you can adjust the intensity. You can walk slowly. You can walk at a moderate pace. Or, if you're already fit and your healthcare professional says it's appropriate, you can gradually increase your pace. For someone who has been inactive, even shorter walks can be a useful starting point. You might begin with 5 or 10 minutes and gradually build from there. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is to create a habit you can maintain. One of the most important benefits of regular walking is its effect on cardiovascular fitness. When you walk, your heart rate typically increases. Your heart pumps more blood to working muscles. With regular physical activity, your cardiovascular system can become more efficient. This doesn't mean that walking will prevent every heart problem. And it doesn't mean that walking can replace medications prescribed for heart disease or high blood pressure. But regular physical activity is an important part of maintaining cardiovascular health. For adults over 60, this matters enormously. Heart disease remains one of the major health concerns associated with aging. That's why a simple daily walk can be more than just exercise. It's an opportunity to make physical activity part of your normal routine. And you don't have to walk for 30 minutes all at once. If 30 continuous minutes feels difficult, you might divide your activity into shorter sessions. For example, 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes after lunch, and 10 minutes in the evening. 3 short walks can still add up to 30 minutes of movement. Here's another important benefit. Your muscles use glucose for energy. When you're physically active, your muscles need fuel. Regular physical activity can help your body use glucose more effectively and can support insulin sensitivity. This is one reason walking can be particularly useful for people concerned about blood sugar. For example, some people find that a short walk after a meal fits easily into their routine. Walking after eating doesn't turn a high-sugar meal into a healthy meal. But moving your body after meals can be a useful part of an overall strategy for managing blood glucose. If you have diabetes and use insulin or medications that can cause low blood sugar, however, exercise may affect your glucose levels. That's something you should discuss with your healthcare professional. Your exercise plan should fit your medication and treatment plan. Now let's talk about something that becomes increasingly important with age. Maintaining your lower body strength and mobility. Walking activates several muscles in your feet, calves, thighs, hips, core. Walking isn't a replacement for strength training. Resistance exercises are especially valuable for maintaining muscle strength as we age. But walking provides regular movement and helps keep your legs active. And that matters. Think about everyday activities. Getting out of a chair. Walking to the kitchen. Climbing stairs. Going grocery shopping. Getting in and out of a car. All of these activities depend on your ability to move your body efficiently. Maintaining mobility isn't simply about exercise. It's about maintaining independence. One of the biggest fears many older adults have isn't simply getting older. It's losing independence. Being unable to walk comfortably. Having difficulty getting around the house. Needing help with everyday tasks. Regular movement can help you maintain your physical capabilities. Walking alone cannot guarantee that you'll remain independent. A healthy aging routine should also include appropriate strength training, balance exercises, nutritious food, adequate sleep, and regular medical care. But walking can be one important piece of that puzzle. And perhaps its biggest advantage is that it's easy to incorporate into everyday life. You can walk around your neighborhood, inside a shopping center, at a local park, along a safe indoor hallway, or even around your home if outdoor walking isn't practical. The environment can change. The habit can remain. Walking isn't only about your muscles and heart. Your brain benefits from physical activity as well. Regular movement can support mental well-being. Some people notice that walking helps them feel less stressed. Others enjoy the opportunity to get outside, see daylight, listen to music, or simply have time away from screens. A walk can also become a social activity. Instead of walking alone, you might invite a spouse, friend, neighbor, or family member. Now you're getting movement and social interaction at the same time. And social connection is an important part of healthy aging. You don't need to turn every walk into a workout. Sometimes the best walk is simply the one you actually enjoy enough to repeat tomorrow. Let's talk about another common goal. Maintaining a healthy body weight. Walking burns energy. The amount depends on factors such as your body size, walking speed, terrain, and duration. But here's where expectations matter. Walking for 30 minutes doesn't automatically cancel out an unhealthy diet. And you shouldn't think of exercise as punishment for eating. Instead, think of walking as one part of an overall healthy lifestyle. Combine regular movement with nutritious foods, adequate protein, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and appropriate portion sizes. Over time, those habits can support healthier body composition. And even when the scale doesn't change dramatically, becoming more physically active can still provide important health benefits. As people age, maintaining balance becomes increasingly important. Walking on its own isn't the same as performing dedicated balance exercises. However, regular movement can help you stay familiar with moving your body through space. If you're steady enough to walk safely, varying your walking environment slightly, such as walking on different safe surfaces, can provide different movement challenges. But safety comes first. If you have significant balance problems, don't experiment with unstable surfaces on your own. And if you frequently feel unsteady, have experienced falls, or are afraid of falling, speak with your healthcare professional or physical therapist. You may benefit from specific balance and strength exercises designed for your abilities. This may be the most important practical tip in today's video. If you're currently inactive, don't hear 30 minutes a day and think, "I can't do that." Start smaller. Try 5 minutes. Then perhaps 10. As your body becomes accustomed to movement, gradually increase the duration. You can also divide your walking into smaller sessions. For some people, 3 10-minute walks are much easier than one 30-minute walk. And that's perfectly fine. Your starting point doesn't matter as much as your direction. If you've been sitting most of the day for years, your first week doesn't need to look like someone else's 5th year. Your body needs time to adapt. Here's a simple way to think about walking intensity. At an easy pace, you can speak comfortably without much effort. At a moderate pace, you're breathing faster, but you can still carry on a conversation. At a vigorous pace, talking becomes more difficult. For many adults, moderate intensity walking is a useful goal. But your appropriate intensity depends on your fitness, health conditions, medications, and physical abilities. You don't need to chase a specific speed. Instead, pay attention to how your body feels. If you've been inactive, gradually build up. And if you have a medical condition that affects exercise tolerance, ask your healthcare professional what level of activity is appropriate. We discussed how regular walking can support cardiovascular fitness, blood sugar management, mobility, mood, and independence. But now let's go a little deeper. Because when walking becomes a regular part of your routine, you're not simply moving your legs. You're repeatedly challenging your heart, muscles, blood vessels, nervous system, and metabolism. And over time, those repeated signals can help your body adapt. So let's continue. When you're sitting for long periods, your muscles aren't demanding as much blood flow. Once you begin walking, that changes. Your working muscles need oxygen and nutrients. Your heart responds by pumping more blood. Your blood vessels also adjust to the increased demand. Regular physical activity can support healthy circulation and cardiovascular function. This is one reason movement throughout the day matters. Even if you exercise for 30 minutes in the morning, spending the remaining 12 hours sitting without moving isn't ideal. Try to think beyond the 30-minute walk. Look for opportunities to move throughout your day. Stand up regularly. Walk around your home. Take the longer route through the grocery store. Do some light gardening if it's appropriate for you. Walk while talking on the phone. These small movements can help reduce long periods of inactivity. Your body was designed to move. Blood pressure naturally changes throughout the day. And regular physical activity is one of the lifestyle habits that can support healthy blood pressure. Walking doesn't replace blood pressure medication when medication has been prescribed. And you shouldn't stop medication simply because you've started exercising. Instead, think of physical activity as one part of the overall strategy. Your healthcare professional may also recommend reducing excess sodium, maintaining a healthy weight, eating more vegetables and fruits, limiting alcohol, avoiding tobacco, managing stress, getting enough sleep. Walking fits naturally into that picture. And because it is relatively accessible, it can be easier to maintain than complicated exercise programs. Here's something many people don't think about. Physical activity isn't only for your heart. Your brain responds to movement too. Regular physical activity is associated with better overall brain health and may support aspects of cognitive function as we age. But let's be careful with the wording. Walking is not a cure for dementia. It doesn't guarantee that you'll never develop memory problems. And no single exercise can prevent every age-related brain condition. What we do know is that regular physical activity is an important component of a healthy lifestyle. So when you're walking, you're not just thinking about your legs. You're also investing in a lifestyle that supports your brain and cardiovascular health. If you're struggling with sleep, your first instinct might be to look for a supplement. But don't overlook movement. Regular physical activity can support healthier sleep patterns for many people. A daily walk can help you use energy during the day and establish a more active daily rhythm. Getting outside during daylight hours may also help reinforce your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. But there is an important exception. Don't turn your evening walk into an intense workout immediately before bedtime if that seems to make you more alert. Find the timing that works best for your body. And if you regularly have insomnia, loud snoring, breathing pauses during sleep, or significant daytime sleepiness, talk with your healthcare professional. Sometimes poor sleep is a symptom of an underlying condition. Many people over 60 worry that walking will wear out their joints. But for many people, appropriate regular movement is actually an important part of maintaining mobility. Walking gently moves the hips, knees, ankles, and feet. For someone with joint stiffness, staying completely inactive can sometimes make movement feel even more difficult. That doesn't mean everyone with arthritis should simply walk through pain. If walking causes significant pain, swelling, or worsening symptoms, don't ignore it. Consider talking with your doctor or physical therapist. You may need a different walking surface, supportive footwear, a shorter duration, or a different type of exercise. The goal isn't to push through everything. The goal is to find movement that your body can tolerate and benefit from. This sounds strange. You might think, if I'm tired, why would I exercise? But inactivity can sometimes contribute to feeling sluggish. Regular movement can help improve physical fitness and make everyday activities feel easier over time. Imagine walking to the mailbox, then walking through the grocery store, then climbing a flight of stairs, then taking a longer walk with your family. As your fitness improves, activities that once felt exhausting may become more manageable. That's one of the quiet benefits of exercise. You may not notice a dramatic transformation overnight. Instead, you gradually realize that doesn't feel as difficult anymore. Your muscles are metabolically active tissues. When you walk regularly, you're giving those muscles a reason to work. Physical activity can improve the way your body handles energy and can support insulin sensitivity. This is particularly relevant for adults who are trying to maintain healthy blood sugar levels or manage their weight. But again, walking isn't a substitute for a healthy diet or medical treatment. Think of it as one part of a bigger picture. Your daily habits work together. Your food choices, your sleep, your stress levels, your physical activity, your medications when prescribed, your medical checkups. It's the combination that matters. Now let's talk about an important mistake. You decide, I'm going to start walking 30 minutes every day. So on Monday, you walk for 30 minutes. Tuesday, you're sore. Wednesday, your knees hurt. Thursday, you skip the walk. By the weekend, you've abandoned the plan. This happens all the time. The problem wasn't necessarily walking. The problem was trying to change too much too quickly. If you've been inactive, start with an amount your body can handle. Maybe that's 5 minutes. Maybe it's 10. Maybe it's 2 short walks. Then gradually increase the duration and intensity. Consistency beats enthusiasm that lasts 3 days. Your feet absorb thousands of impacts during a walking routine. That's why footwear matters. Your shoes should feel comfortable and provide appropriate support for your feet. You don't necessarily need the most expensive walking shoe. You need something that fits properly and feels stable. Pay attention to heel comfort, toe room, overall fit, stability, sole condition. If your shoes are badly worn or causing discomfort, replace them. And if you have diabetes or reduced sensation in your feet, foot care becomes especially important. Check your feet regularly and follow your healthcare professional's recommendations. Walking is generally a safe activity for many people, but exercise isn't something you should force yourself through when your body is sending warning signals. Stop exercising and seek medical advice if you experience concerning symptoms such as chest pain or pressure, severe or unusual shortness of breath, fainting or near fainting, severe dizziness, a sudden unusual racing or irregular heartbeat accompanied by symptoms. Don't assume these symptoms are simply because you're out of shape. And if symptoms are severe or suggest a medical emergency, seek emergency medical care. It's better to be cautious than to ignore a serious warning sign. Here's a simple psychological trick. Don't make your walking routine only about exercise. Make it social. Invite a friend. Walk with your spouse. Join a walking group. Talk to a neighbor. Now your 30-minute walk becomes something you look forward to. And when exercise becomes enjoyable, consistency becomes easier. You don't have to spend the entire walk discussing health. Talk about family. Talk about travel. Talk about the weather. Talk about anything. The important thing is that you're moving. Another practical strategy is incorporating short walks after meals. For some people, a gentle walk after eating can be an easy way to increase daily activity and may help with post-meal blood glucose management. You don't need to power walk. A comfortable pace may be enough to get you moving. If you have diabetes or take medications that can cause low blood sugar, however, discuss exercise timing with your healthcare professional. And if you experience digestive discomfort when walking immediately after eating, give yourself more time. Your routine should fit your body. You've probably heard the number 10,000 steps a day. But don't let that number discourage you. There is nothing magical about reaching exactly 10,000 steps. Health benefits can occur at lower activity levels too. The most important thing is moving more than you were moving before and gradually building toward a sustainable amount of activity. Some people will naturally reach 10,000 steps. Others may benefit from substantially fewer. Your ideal activity level depends on your health, fitness, mobility, and goals. So don't compare your step count with someone else's. Compare yourself with yourself. Let's make this practical. If you're already comfortable walking, you might try 5 minutes easy warm-up. Walk comfortably and allow your body to get moving. 20 minutes moderate walking. Walk at a pace that makes you breathe somewhat faster while still allowing you to speak. 5 minutes easy cool down. Gradually slow your pace. That's 30 minutes. But if you're starting from zero, don't force this schedule. Try 5 minutes once or twice a day. After several days, if that feels comfortable, gradually increase. Eventually, you may reach 20 or 30 minutes. The timeline doesn't matter. Your consistency does. So far, we've talked about how regular walking can support your heart, circulation, blood sugar management, mobility, brain health, sleep, energy, and independence. But knowing that walking is good for you is one thing. Actually making it part of your life is another. That's why this final part is about turning walking into a habit you can maintain. Because the best exercise isn't necessarily the most intense exercise. It's the exercise you can perform safely and consistently. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating exercise like a temporary project. They decide, I'm going to walk every day for the next month. They walk intensely for a few days. Then life gets busy. The weather changes. Their legs become sore. And suddenly the plan disappears. Instead, think about walking differently. You're not starting a punishment program. You're building a lifestyle. Walking can become part of your normal day. Maybe you walk after breakfast. Maybe you walk after lunch. Maybe you walk in the evening. Choose a time that fits your schedule. The more predictable the habit becomes, the less you need motivation to do it. Here's a simple example. If you're already active and your healthcare professional has no concerns about your exercise, you might structure your week like this. Monday, 30-minute comfortable walk. Tuesday, 20 to 30 minutes of walking plus some gentle strength exercises. Wednesday, 30-minute walk. Thursday, shorter 15 to 20-minute walk or active recovery. Friday, 30-minute walk. Saturday, a longer enjoyable walk if appropriate. Sunday, easy walking, stretching, or rest. This isn't a prescription. It's simply an example of how you might organize movement throughout the week. If you're currently inactive, your plan should start much smaller. You don't need to copy someone else's routine. Your starting point should match your current fitness and health. If your goal is to stay strong after 60, don't rely on walking alone. Walking is excellent for cardiovascular fitness and general movement. But resistance training provides a different type of stimulus. Strength exercises can help maintain muscle strength and functional ability as you age. Simple movements might include sit-to-stand exercises, wall push-ups, resistance band exercises, light weights, step-ups. Your program should match your abilities. If you have joint problems, balance concerns, osteoporosis, heart disease, or another medical condition, ask a qualified professional what exercises are appropriate. The combination of walking plus strength training plus balance work can be much more comprehensive than walking alone. Once your body becomes comfortable with regular walking, you may want to gradually increase the challenge. But you don't need to make every walk harder. You could increase your pace for short periods. For example, walk comfortably for 5 minutes. Then walk somewhat faster for 2 minutes. Return to your comfortable pace. Repeat if appropriate. Another option is adding gentle hills. But don't suddenly start power walking up steep hills because you think harder automatically means healthier. Progress gradually. Your joints, muscles, heart, and lungs all need time to adapt. This is particularly important. You may see someone online saying, "I walk 15,000 steps every day." Or, "I walk 5 miles before breakfast." That doesn't mean you need to do the same. Your health journey is your own. Someone recovering from illness may need 5-minute walks. Someone who's been active for years may comfortably walk for an hour. Both people are moving. Both are making choices appropriate to their circumstances. So don't measure your success by someone else's step count. Measure it by whether you're becoming more active, more capable, and more consistent. This is one of the most important lessons. You will miss days. Maybe you're traveling. Maybe you're sick. Maybe the weather is terrible. Maybe you simply don't feel like walking. That's okay. Missing one day doesn't destroy your progress. The mistake is saying, "I missed Monday, so I'll start again next month." Instead, start again tomorrow. If you're sick, allow your body to recover. When you're ready, return gradually. Healthy habits aren't built by perfection. They're built by returning to the habit again and again. You don't need a perfect outdoor environment. If it's raining, extremely hot, very cold, or unsafe outside, consider indoor alternatives. Walk through your home. Use a shopping center. Walk in a community center. Use an indoor track if one is available. You can even march gently in place if that is safe for you. The location isn't the most important part. The movement is. And for adults who are concerned about falls, an indoor environment may sometimes provide a more controlled setting. Your feet are your foundation. After walking, especially if you're increasing your activity, pay attention to discomfort. Look for blisters, redness, swelling, cuts, new pain. This is particularly important for people with diabetes or reduced sensation. If you have diabetes, follow your healthcare professional's recommendations for foot care. Don't ignore a wound simply because it doesn't hurt. Reduced sensation can sometimes make injuries harder to notice. Walking in hot weather requires additional consideration. You may lose more fluid through sweating. Drink fluids according to your body's needs and any medical advice you've been given. If your healthcare professional has instructed you to restrict fluids because of kidney disease, heart failure, or another condition, follow that individualized guidance rather than general hydration advice. Also consider the time of day. During very hot weather, an early morning or indoor walk may be more comfortable. During cold weather, dress appropriately and watch for slippery surfaces. Safety always comes first. There's a difference between normal exertion and a warning sign. It's normal to breathe somewhat faster during moderate exercise. Your muscles may feel like they're working. You may sweat. That's expected. But symptoms such as chest pressure, severe shortness of breath, fainting, severe dizziness, or other unusual symptoms should not simply be pushed through. Stop and seek appropriate medical attention. And if you're uncertain whether exercise is appropriate for you, discuss your plan with your healthcare professional before increasing your activity. Here's a simple secret to staying consistent. Make walking enjoyable. Listen to music. Listen to a podcast. Walk with a friend. Explore a safe new route. Take photographs of nature. Walk while talking with a family member. Or simply enjoy the quiet. You don't need to think about exercise for the entire 30 minutes. You're allowed to enjoy yourself. And when walking becomes something you look forward to, consistency becomes much easier. Let's put this into perspective. 30 minutes is only a small portion of your day. But repeated consistently, it can become a meaningful amount of physical activity. More importantly, it represents something bigger. It represents choosing movement instead of prolonged inactivity. It represents taking care of your heart. It represents using your muscles. It represents maintaining mobility. It represents giving your body a reason to stay active. And for many older adults, maintaining the ability to walk comfortably isn't simply about fitness. It's about independence. It's about being able to visit family, go shopping, travel, play with grandchildren, walk through a park, and continue doing the things you enjoy. Let's quickly review today's key lessons. Number 1, it supports cardiovascular health. Regular walking can contribute to better cardiovascular fitness. Number 2, it keeps your body moving. Walking activates your legs, hips, feet, and core. Number 3, it can support blood sugar management. Physical activity helps your muscles use energy and can support insulin sensitivity. Number 4, it supports mobility. Regular movement can help you maintain the physical abilities needed for everyday activities. Number 5, it can support mental well-being. Walking can provide movement, fresh air, routine, and social connection. Number 6, it can support healthy aging. Physical activity is an important part of maintaining health and independence as you age. Number 7, consistency matters more than perfection. You don't need to walk perfectly every day. You need to keep coming back to movement. If you're over 60 and currently inactive, don't feel discouraged. You don't have to suddenly become an athlete. You don't need expensive equipment. You don't need a gym membership. And you don't need to walk 10,000 steps tomorrow. Start with what you can safely manage. 5 minutes. 10 minutes. A short walk around the house. Then gradually build. If 30 minutes becomes comfortable, wonderful. If you need to divide those 30 minutes into smaller sessions, that's fine too. The goal is to make physical activity a normal part of your life. If you found today's video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more evidence-based health information designed for adults over 60. We cover heart health, kidney health, diabetes, brain health, nutrition, muscle health, medication safety, and healthy aging. Now I'd love to hear from you. How long do you usually walk each day? 5 minutes? 10? 30? Or maybe you haven't started walking yet? Tell us in the comments. Your answer might motivate another viewer to take their first step. And if you know someone over 60 who could benefit from becoming more active, share this video with them. Sometimes a simple reminder is all someone needs to get started. Thank you for watching. Take care of your body, stay consistent, and remember, you don't have to take 1,000 steps at once. You just have to take the first one. We'll see you in the next video.